Hey everybody, how you doing this morning? I want to talk a little bit about Prison Legal News, which is a publication created by the Human Rights Defense Center, and they put out a monthly magazine such as this for basically anybody who wants to subscribe to it. Now, their address is Prison Legal News, PO Box 1151, Lake Worth, Florida 33460. Basically, um, it basically has a lot of articles generally about not just things that are happening in California, but across the country. Because the thing of it is the prison industrial complex is basically um, it's a multi-billion-dollar industry, and most people, they want somebody to go to prison or jail, and they just want to wash their hands of it and pretend that that it doesn't involve them or concern them, when in reality it does. Because basically, in order to keep the prison industrial complex going, you have to basically keep passing laws and putting people in prison in order for the prisons to make the money. Um, it covers lawsuits also. For example, a federal jury awards $950,000 to prisoners beaten in LA County Jail. I am going to have a little bit about LA County Jail in my book when I get it published. It's it's a pretty horrible place. Prison was much safer, cleaner, healthier than LA County, and that tends to be the rule of thumb, because in regards to prisons, which is considered state, the federal government has dipped its toe into the water, so to speak, and has created a lot of backlash in regards to human rights, and of course, uh, companies like this, Prison Legal News and whatnot, and other activist organizations for inmates' rights, really have done a lot to get conditions improved, even though it's still, a pretty horrible experience getting put into a prison. Um, they cover a lot of legal news, and there's about 70 pages or so in this. They talk about prison supply chains. I'm actually thinking of doing some videos on in-depth articles regarding these things. Because, I mean, this information needs to be put out there. This information needs to be known. And the thing of it is, we as a society, you gotta ask, well, why are there so many people in prisons and in jails, and why are there so many people incarcerated? Well, you gotta look at society. And at some point, society has to accept the fact that, it has a hand in it. When it chooses punishment over rehabilitation, there's gonna be a problem. And that's the reality of it. Let's see. Last member of Angola 3 released from Louisiana prison after 44 years. I mean, that's your whole life, basically. Yeah, I think I might go ahead and do some videos on just these articles alone. Now, of course, they have the criminal justice resources. I might talk about that some more. Prison Legal News Bookstore. I'll talk about them some more. It's a pretty good resource for inmates and prison activists, which I mean, I was perfectly willing to go through my life going to acting auditions and talking about a script and doing all that stuff. I was perfectly willing to do that, but, the state chose to turn me into an activist. I mean, that's what it made that choice. So, I have to honor that choice by speaking out against the corruption and the bullshit inherent in the prison industrial complex.